Look, if you're still handing over thousands of dollars a month to expensive SEO agencies, or, I don't know, burning your entire weekend just staring blankly at some complex Facebook ads manager, you're going to want to pay close attention. Today, we're completely deconstructing a masterclass that reveals a literal paradigm shift in how you build and scale a business. We're extracting the exact playbook from a recent deep dive explainer by Greg Isenberg and developer Ellie. Basically, they figured out how to completely replace that tedious manual grind, constantly tweaking ad copy or trying to guess Google's algorithms with automated AI engineering loops. And honestly, this isn't just about writing code faster. It's about setting up an autonomous system that literally runs your business, acquires customers, and improves your product 24/7. So you're probably pretty familiar with Eric Ries and the lean startup methodology, right? The classic build, measure, learn cycle. It was actually directly inspired by Toyota's super efficient manufacturing assembly lines. But, well, we're evolving way past that now. With tools like Claude Code and Cursor, the brand new framework is build, verify, and hit a stop condition. Instead of a human doing all the measuring and learning, an autonomous AI agent does it continuously. It's a game changer. Now, the absolute crucial mechanism that makes this whole system work is called the stop condition. Because without a definitive objective metric, an AI agent, it's just going to spin its wheels forever. Take Ellie's own product, Inbox Zero, as a real-world example here. When they built out the automation, the stop condition, or the specific eval metric, was set so the loop only successfully completes when the AI model can correctly categorize an incoming email, like a newsletter, with over 90% accuracy. If it hits, say, 88%, the agent literally rewrites its own prompt and loops again until it breaches that hard 90% threshold. 30. That's Inbox Zero's current Google ranking for the highly lucrative search term AI email assistant. And while they naturally rank #1 for their own brand name and boast a really strong domain rating of 63 to 64, they're completely buried on page 3 for the exact keyword that brings in fresh, unbranded customers. Normally, fixing this means handing a massive retainer over to an agency. But instead, Ellie suggests deploying an AI loop that just wakes up monthly, runs specific experiments, and is designed purely to push that rank from 30 straight up to page 1. And the upside of getting this right? It's massive leverage. Ellie shared some fascinating back-end data for an older project called draftfantasy.com. Over just 3 months, it drove 10 million impressions. For one very specific search term, 380, it sits at an average position of 4.4 and has pulled in 120,000 total clicks. Just imagine, if an automated AI SEO loop can push that rank just a tiny fraction higher, moving from position 4.4 to, say, position 2 or 3, those 120,000 clicks could easily skyrocket to 500,000. But to actually automate this, we have to wire the AI into reality. So here's the hardcore tech stack you need. First, your AI agent needs direct API access. It uses the Google Search Console API to pull its current ranking and the Data for SEO API to read competitor data and dissect exactly who is ranking above you. Then, utilizing frameworks like AdamEve.dev, specifically Vercel's Eve or Astros Flow, the agent audits your JSON LDs, rewrites your meta tags, and maps those changes cleanly directly into your blog's markdown files. You are quite literally plugging the AI straight into the brain of your website, which builds into a very precise 4-step workflow. Step 1, the agent pulls that API rank data. Step 2, it executes the necessary code changes right in your repository. Step 3, and this is absolutely vital, it logs its exact actions in a markdown file so it has a permanent memory of what it just tried. And step 4, it pauses. It literally just waits a full month for Google to index those changes. Then, it wakes back up, checks the objective metric to see if the rank actually improved, and repeats the whole cycle. Now, I know exactly what you're probably thinking right now. Aren't infinite AI loops just going to wildly burn through API tokens and completely bankrupt you? And hey, it's a highly valid concern. Developer Ross Mike even issued a strict warning that all this looping hype might honestly just make the token providers rich if your AI gets stuck in some recursive failing loop. But let's actually look at the math here. Yes, there are extreme outliers. Engineers like Peter Steinberger at OpenClaw might be burning $1.3 million a month on OpenAI credits for massive, complex, continuous tasks. But a simple monthly SEO loop, because it only activates once every few weeks to check data and push a few text changes, Ellie calculates it will actually cost you less than $5 a month. Less than $5. The return on investment compared to human labor is just mathematically undeniable. Furthermore, you have absolute control over these costs. First off, if you're utilizing a $100 to $200 max plan for tools like Claude or Cursor, you already have tens of thousands of tokens at your disposal. Second, you can shift the basic reasoning tasks over to highly cost-effective open-source models like GLM 5.2. And finally, you can deploy the ultimate safety net, Slack paying approvals. You can literally program the loop so that before it pushes a single change live to your server, it pings you on Slack. You just review the proposed change, hit approve, and boom, it executes. Okay, let's move away from SEO for a second and look at paid acquisition, like Facebook ads. Greg introduces a super fascinating concept here that he calls the human API layer. Instead of relying on AI to generate those awkward, robotic videos, humans simply drop raw, 30-second video clips of themselves talking straight into a designated folder. The AI then takes over as your ruthless editor and media buyer. It rapidly tests different hooks, splices the video, targets different demographics, reads the real-time conversion data, cuts the losing ads, and aggressively doubles down on the winners. It's a pure volume game, which makes it perfectly suited for an autonomous loop. Now, if you want your business to essentially build itself, you split your product feedback loops into two distinct functions. Ellie actually calls this the absolute holy grail. First, you set up a bug loop. This agent strictly monitors your Sentry logs, and its objective metric is pure uptime and minimizing error rates. Second, you deploy a feature loop. This agent reads your post-hog analytics data to prototype and push new features, judging its own success against core metrics like daily active users, retention, or net promoter score. So let's do a rapid core review of exactly what we just extracted here. To execute this, you wire Claude Code and Cursor directly into the Google Search Console API. You build with frameworks like Vercel Eve, track product data with PostHog and Sentry, and use cost-effective open-source models like GLM 5.2 to keep overhead practically at zero. By deploying that strict 90% accuracy stop condition, you turn what could be a $1.3 million token burn into a highly efficient engine running for less than $5 a month. And it's specifically designed to jump your rankings from position 30 or 4.4 straight to the top of 10 million impressions. Which brings us to the ultimate underlying logic of this entire strategy. Ellie referenced a tweet from his friend Dimitro that I think perfectly encapsulates this automated future. Once these AI agents are wired in, verifying their own work against objective metrics and continuously iterating, honestly, your only job should be to find money to pay for tokens and take care of yourself. Setting up these automated verification loops effectively replaces the entire manual grind of running a business. So, I want to turn this over to you for a second. If you were to replicate this exact AI loop project for your own business today, what's your very first step? Are you going to build the SEO loop, the ads loop, or the product bug loop? Leave your exact plan in the comments below, and let's discuss how we can help you avoid some of those early looping pitfalls. And to make absolutely sure you have everything you need to execute on this, drop a comment right now, and you'll receive the complete tool checklist and high-density mind map for this explainer, so you can start building these loops immediately. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you in the next one.